Imagine this, you're on vacation, chilling, drinking hand on a sunny terrace, when suddenly a bunch of protesters start spraying you with a water gun, telling you to go away. It sounds wild, but it actually happened in July in Barcelona, and as funny as it may seem, it points to a much bigger problem in Europe, overtourism. It's not just a Spanish problem, but locals there are fed up. Really fed up. Let's go. Welcome to the island of Menorca, in the Balearic Islands, an archipelago of 4 islands, Menorca, Mallorca, Ibiza and Formentera. This is Binibeca, a spot famous for being Instagram-friendly and more recently because locals have set specific visiting hours to regulate the flow of tourists. Villagers put time limits on how many people can visit each day, making huge headlines.
My name is José Garcia, I'm 35 years old. I'm from Barcelona, but I come here every summer since I'm basically born. My whole family's here. We get about 800,000 tourists every year. And for a town this small, that's a lot of people. Like the streets are very small, they're very narrow. And at the end of the day, this is not a village, this is a private community, and we have to take that into consideration. We're adopting what I think is a lighter measure. We're closing the village from 10 p.m. until 10 a.m. so that people at least can relax during the evening and you don't get people like visiting at night, waking up everybody around. But the news have expanded it and they're basically saying that we're closing to tourists and that we're not accepting anybody. And that's a lie. Here in Binibeca, we don't mind the tourists. The only thing we ask is for them to be respectful to others. So these are the houses that would benefit from closing the community. Ever since Instagram was around, especially for the last 5-10 years, in which people just feel the need to share where they've been, to copy the post that they saw from that influencer, or just to say, hey, I've been here first. Some bigger or smaller brands, they come here to create content for their website, for their campaigns. We've had Zara come in here and do their shootings without asking us for permission, and then we go to their website and we see like our house in the backdrop of a photo. Yesterday, there was this woman that was walking up to my cousin's house. She was almost about to enter his property. And I said, excuse me, you're in private property. And she said, there's no signs. I said, well, there's a door that you just trespassed. And she said, yeah, well, there's no signs that say no entry. Well, okay, there's no signs that say don't hit people on the street, but you don't do it because it's not morally right. I mean, just people don't use common sense when visiting here. They think they're on a vacation and they are free to do whatever they want. And that's the kind of tourism that we don't like.
It's one thing for a small private area like Binibeca to control tourism, but doing that on a bigger scale, the entire island, is a whole other story. Tourism runs the show here. Balearic Islands depend on it for around half of their economy. But for islanders, life in Menorca isn't exactly the paradise you see in travel brochures.
My name is Victor, I'm 31 years old. I've been raised up and always based in Menorca, and I'm a truck driver and a family guy. Growing up here, I think it's one of the most beautiful and peaceful places in the planet. And nowadays, I'm a family guy, I got 2 kids, little kids to raise. It's really hard to raise up kids here. A lot of people don't even think about kids before the 40s because it's unthinkable. I think a lot of people out of here got the idea that the residents here, all of them, make good money and the living here, it's easy in winter. It's not. These prices are getting out of hand because a lot of people are part of tourism. It's not just coming here for the holidays and leave. A lot of people really wanted to come here, really wanted to own a house here. And a lot of people don't even use it for 11 months. What happened with this flat? Well, it was the last chance I had to buy. It's the 3rd one of the block. Once we had not the 20%, it was more like the 15% of the value. We went to the owner and made an offer. They thought about it. 2 weeks later, the house had been bought by French people, don't take it bad, who offered 20,000 more than us. I just know one person, mate, who's the owner. It's sad, yeah, but it's true. And I know more than two that's still living with his parents, and they workers as well. The type of people we can receive today is got a massive impact on our life tomorrow. By October, everyone leaves. All the hotels, they shut, all the planes leave, but we need to keep on living. And the products on the supermarket, they're gonna still be more expensive than in the mainland. If you live in a vacation holiday place, and you pay all the products more expensive than the rest, you pay your petrol, your everything, your taxes, everything more than the rest, how are we here able to go out on the holidays? What we do on the holidays? We get our car and we go to the same beach that you're coming with a plane to visit, and I have to enjoy it because I have got no money for a trip. I cannot go on holidays with the kids, and I have to be surrounded of people who can come here and spend and buy and this and that. We want that life too.
Let's clear up some of the numbers. Last year, the Balearic Islands welcomed a whopping 18 million people, which is huge considering that the residents of all of the islands combined are less than 1.2 million. No wonder the locals are fed up, sparking protests around Menorca, Mallorca and Ibiza. In July, more than 20,000 people marched through Palma, demanding serious regulation for tourism. But it's not just the Balearics. People from all across Spain are getting fed up with mass tourism, from the Canary Islands all the way to the mainland. Seven out of the 10 most visited countries in the world are in Europe: France, Spain, Italy, the UK, Germany, Greece and Austria. And for years now, these places have been trying out all sorts of local fixes. Want to hear a few? Barcelona cut a whole bus line from Google Maps, and the mayor wants to ban Airbnb in the next 5 years. Venice started charging a daily tourist fee, and in Austria, one village built a wooden wall to block tourists from snapping selfies, and in Marseille, they're limiting access to the beautiful Calanque. Everyone's trying something, and Spain is in the same boat, expecting 91 million tourists by the end of the year, 6 million more than last year. So what's next for them?
I like to think that tourism doesn't hurt society, because I think tourism is healthy for many economies, as long as it's done in a respectful way. So I think that governments definitely have to take action and find ways to, I don't know if to limit tourism to X number of people, or put them certain, like a fee, you know, for say that, so when they come, they have to pay a fee.
It's not the amount of people, in my opinion. You have to regulate the quality of life of the residents, so we will be able to hold that tourist, you know. Because if you got a better quality life, you face the things better.